All right, the time is 6:30 and a quorum being present, I call this meeting to order. First item on the agenda is the approval of minutes for November 20th, 2024. Do we have any discussion on those minutes? Seem pretty standard. Not hearing any, could I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Next item on the agenda is a request for certificate of compliance, Howard Burt, 3R and 4 Executive Place, Assessors Map 115, lots 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Could you please introduce yourself for the record, and then the floor is yours.
Hi, my name is Bill Burnham. I work with TEC. I'm here representing the applicant, MCP Howland Burt, owner, for the request for COC for 3R 4 Executive Place in Andover, the warehouse development. The only discrepancy we had from our proposed plans to the existing conditions was in regards to the fire hydrants. They were originally supposed to be stationed around the actual warehouse itself. They were instead included as part of the building itself. This change was something that was reviewed by the Tewksbury Building Department prior to being conducted and then finalized as well. Other than that, the site itself was built per plan. But if you have any questions, I'm happy to help.
I guess I am curious about, I think of fire hydrants as being outside things, and you're saying that they're inside the building?
Yes, there's an internal pressure. Basically, there's pumps inside the building that help keep those hydrants up to pressure. So they were originally stationed all around the building using a conventional loop, but building such a loop would cause the pressure to apparently be too low, just to basically to very much simplify things. So the decision was made to internalize the hydrants. There's also external hydrants along the roadway and at the front of the building, but there are multiple external hydrants, 3 of them located within Tewksbury.
All right. Sounds good. I don't think I have any other questions about non-wetland related questions.
Of course.
If anybody on the commission has any questions, please feel free to ask. It's a big project, but it seems to have gone pretty well and, operating good at this point, I guess.
I would say so, yes.
Pretty straightforward. All right. If there's no discussion, could I have a motion to approve the request for certificate of compliance?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next item is agenda item B, public hearing, request for determination of applicability for Andrew Stack, various locations on Fisk Street, Walnut Street, and Chestnut Road, ROW. Could you please introduce yourselves, and then the floor is yours.
Thank you.
I'm Christian Mann. I'm a project manager at the DPW.
Andrew Stack, town engineer. This is RDA for our annual roadway resurfacing project. So there's 3 areas that are, within the 100-foot buffer zone. I have it on the plans that I just handed out. There's a small area at the end of Walnut Road. I have, so these are the water main project plans, but we're basically repaving the same area. So I'm showing it on the water main plans. But the areas in red are the areas of where the siltation fence would go. The areas in green, it shows the limits of the 100-foot buffer zone. There's a second area on at the dead end of Chestnut Road. And then there's a third area along Fisk Street. So this area on Fisk Street is between Pennyway and Maplewood Road. There's actually wetlands on both sides of the roadway, but we're only having the siltation barrier on one side of the street because the opposite side has an existing sidewalk, which is going to remain in place, and existing curbing. So it'll essentially function as a barrier. All areas areas in our mill and overlay portion of the project will also have silt sacks installed as well. Pretty much our project.
So it's just paving various areas?
Repaving, so
Repaving,
there's the area in the Beach Street, Heath Street neighborhood that's being milled and repaved, so basically mill out the top 1.5 inch of pavement and then put a new 1.5 inch surface on top of that. There's a area on Fish, actually the full length of Fish Street and Bailey Road, which is being reclaimed, so that'll be ground down completely. So that area is not going to have silt sacks installed because the catch basins will be lowered and plated over, so there won't be anything to put a silt sack in when they do that. And there's also a area on Pinnacle Street between Lynn's Way and the power lines, kind of past where that remote control airplane field is, which is in pretty rough shape, so we're going to be milling and overlay that area as well.
So I guess it's not weather-related, it's just ongoing work that...
This is our annual paving
Yeah,
contract, basically.
All right, this is a public hearing. Before I open it up to the public, does anybody on the commission have any questions or comments?
Do you guys inspect the sewer lines too before paving to make sure there's no other utilities underground that need to be redone?
We look at the storm drains, not you talk about the storm sewers?
Yeah, the sewer, yeah.
We look at the storm sewers,
Okay.
not the sanitary sewer.
Okay.
Any other members of the commission?
I have nothing.
All right, in that case, I will open up to the public. If anybody in the public would like to get up and make a comment, now is the time to do so. Not seeing anybody rise, could I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. And could I have a motion to approve the request for a negative determination of applicability?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Thank you very much. Okay, next item on the agenda is a public hearing, a request for determination of applicability for AJ Martell, 0 Harrison Road, Assessors Map 18, Lot 79. Could you please introduce yourselves for the record, and then the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dick Cuco from Woodland Design.
Arnie J. Martell, owner.
What we have here, Mr. Chairman, board members, is we have a piece of property at the end of Lincoln Road on Harrison Road. We're proposing to construct a single-family residence on there. The property has, there's no wetlands on the property, but there's some vegetated wetlands off of the property. So we'll be working in the 100-foot buffer zone, but actually none of the work that we're doing will be even on the 50-foot. We'll be outside the 50-foot buffer zone. So basically, we have sewer and water available for the lot. What we're showing on here is how we plan to stockpile any material that we have, like loam. Any excess material that is not going to be used on the site will be hauled off and brought off to a approved material site. As you can see from the contours, the site's pretty flat, so we don't expect, a lot of excess material, cuts and fills. It's fairly level. What we're proposing is to, along the 50-foot no-build line, is to put in the silt sock, and we have a detail on the plan for the silt sock and the maintenance of how it should be taken care of. And again, like I said, all of the work is between the 50-foot no-build zone and the 100-foot buffer that's going to be handled on the lot. So which is allowed under the 310 CMR 10.2 parentheses 2 parentheses B 1 and 2. And if you have any questions, we'll try to answer them for you.
So, yeah, it's really just the driveway and the sewer connections that are going to be through
Yes.
the 100-foot buffer zone.
And that area's already been cleared because there's a town sewer easement that runs along that side of the property. So that's why you see we're tying the sewer into the back through the existing easement where the existing sewer line is.
So wait, is that going through, did you say that the Paper Street Harrison Road is already cleared mostly, or?
No, the area where we're going to be putting the driveway in,
All right.
yeah, that's already in an area that had a town sewer easement, so it's not like it's a heavily vegetated area.
All right. Yeah, do you know about how many trees you'll be removing from the, 100-foot buffer?
Probably about, if there's any, one or two, only because that's already clear cut for that sewer easement.
All right. And I guess for my last question, it's not really wetlands related, but this is technically off Lincoln Road, but like, out of curiosity, are you going to try to change the address or anything like that?
The assessors already spoke with, all the safety, the police and fire in town. They're going to switch it over. They are switching it to a Lincoln Road address. Just for more of a fire and police, so they know where they're going.
Yeah. All right. All right, I think that's it for me. If anybody else on the commission has any questions or comments.
The filter sock, you said it's going on the 50-foot no-build line, is that correct? Because it's not showing on the plans. I don't see it
Yeah, it's
depicted.
that orange line, says 50-foot no build.
Yeah, but doesn't say that's where the erosion control.
No, I
are
figured
going,
you'd
right?
put that in your
Okay,
determination, so,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll just make
I mean,
that a
yeah,
special
we-
condition that the erosion control goes on the 50-foot no-build line, because it's not depicted in the plans.
I can add it to the plan if you think.
Whatever it is, yeah. As long as it's documented here, then it's fine.
Yeah. I'm sure Abigail will be able to look at it, so.
So the temporary stockpile area, that'll be like building materials? What?
No, that's when you scrape the loam off. We like to show that it's being stored as far away from the resource area as possible, so that's why we show it on the plan, not to stockpile it on this side closer to the resource area. So we'll be on the opposite side. And that's only loam. So when you scrape all the loam off, you put it in a stockpile so that when you're done, you can then regrade that loam. And it's usually, the building department likes to see it. I know that the agents usually like to see where we're stockpiling that material so that they can get a sense for, and we made sure that we put it on the opposite side of the house, so it's well outside the 100-foot buffer zone.
So it won't be left there once the
No, that's only,
the building
like I
is
said,
done?
loam.
That will be,
Yeah, then we'll reuse that to make the lawns.
All right, if there's no further questions or comments from the commission, this is a public hearing. I will open it up to anybody in the public who would like to make a comment. I just ask that you go up to the podium and introduce yourself. Not seeing anybody rise, could I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. And we don't have any other orders of condition besides the one that's stated in this meeting?
I had proposed a secondary about tree removal beyond what was already approved at this meeting.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't have those. Could you just,
I had proposed a special condition that any trees removed beyond what was discussed at this meeting be approved by the conservation agent prior to the trees being cut, but allowing for trees that are dead and damaged from construction to be
are
potentially cut.
you okay with that condition?
Yeah, I'm confused. Just,
It doesn't sound like you're removing many trees, but if you're,
just what I need to do for building purposes.
yeah, so I guess in that area that you, that's
Within the
already
100
clear
feet, I
that,
haven't had it marked out yet. I haven't had it staked out for my engineers. It's, if there's any trees that are in that, because of the fact that that sewer easement's already cut, if there are any trees, it's very minimal.
I'm sorry, we already closed the public.
But you've brought up other things that weren't brought up earlier about the trees. I just have a couple of questions. It's not about the process or anything, it's about what's going to go on with the trees. And that's what I had a question about.
All right, so,
I can talk to Mr. Martell after, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
just-
don't know what's,
we already closed the public hearing, so it's difficult to bring it, to talk about it more. If,
but you understand why, but because
Yeah,
I'm talking about something
I-
different that, okay,
yeah.
I'll wait and talk to him.
sorry about that.
I'll talk to him.
Thank you for understanding. All right, so a order of condition to, if you are going to cut down any additional trees besides the few that you've specified, not even on the plans, but at this meeting, around the area of the driveway. If you're doing any more, just contact the conservation agent before doing that, essentially.
Absolutely.
And then the other order of condition was to put the stockpiles along the 50-foot buffer zone line as depicted in the.
Straw wattle.
In the straw wattle, yeah.
Erosion sediment controls, yeah.
All right. All right. In that case, could I have a motion for a negative determination of applicability as discussed at this meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Thank you
Thank you
very
for your
much.
time.
Thank you.
Another thing of drones. I had some people call me up that their insurance company flew a drone over their property and said, if you don't cut down these trees, we're going to cancel your insurance.
Can
What a country.
can I assume you'll be at the tree meeting? All right, agenda item D is public hearing, request for determination of applicability for Daniela Siklis and 40 Harold Place, Assessors Map 3, Lot 116. Could you please introduce yourselves for the record?
Yep, I'm Daniela Siklis, owner of 40 Harold Place.
And Charlie Chiklis.
Thank you, and the floor is yours. What are you planning on doing?
So we're looking to construct a 10 by 12, just basic shed. It's with 100 feet of the wetlands. And then we're also looking to install a generator, also 100 feet within wetlands.
All right, so it's just that small square as depicted on the maps.
Yep.
And it's a 120 square foot shed that you're proposing to put down there. I guess my big question is the generator going on the same like slab as the shed is?
No, so the shed is to the left of the property, and the generator is going to be to the right of the house, like in the mulch beds.
Oh, I see it, all right. It's right next to the
Beside the house.
yeah, all right.
Yep.
But it's also, it's going to be poured like, just like the shed is going to be poured concrete or some sort of,
So the shed is going to be, like the shed pad is going to be crushed stone. I don't know if there's going to be concrete poured on there. And then actually, I have the specs for the generator. Let me see what they put. It says landscaping, raised box, site prep B raised box. Does that ring a bell?
raised box. No, I mean, I've seen generators,
Plastic, it's just a plastic
yeah,
thing like you do the air conditioning.
all right.
Okay.
It's-
Yeah, it's a preformed pad.
Yeah, all right. So we're talking very minor additions into the buffer zone.
Yep.
All right. Seems pretty standard. Does anybody on the commission have any questions or comments?
Abigail, how close is this to the wetlands? I don't see any plan depicting how close this structure is.
So the shed is probably about, I would say between like 60 and 75 feet away from the wetland, and the generator's a little bit closer, between like 60 and 55 feet of the wetland.
So is the house in the 100-foot buffer zone? The house is built in the 100-foot.
Yes, this came to us for a certificate of compliance a couple months ago. It was a part of the development, and then they needed to come back later on, but they had an order of conditions for this home.
All right. If there's no more questions or comments from the commission, this is a,
The only thing I want to make sure is there'll be no utilities at all to that shed.
Yeah,
Correct.
Yep.
Yep.
yeah, it's just a
No, just
regular
make sure a lot of
prefab.
people-
Just a regular
A
storage
lot of
shed.
people run electricity and stuff like that, so we're just going to make it clear.
All right. So this is a public hearing. If anybody in the public who would like to get up and make a comment, now is the time to do so. I ask that you go to the podium and introduce yourself, but not seeing anybody jump up. Could I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. And could I have a motion for a negative determination of applicability as discussed at this meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And just one question for you. So is there a time frame that we have to get these installed?
I
this
think it's
point on,
3
or-
years that you have.
Oh, okay. All right. We're looking at the end of April, so I guess we're in good standing there, so.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, agenda item E, public hearing, request for determination of applicability, Gianfranco Manfredi, 71 Shawshene Street, Assessors Map 56, Lot 145. Could you please introduce yourself for the record, and then the floor is yours.
Hi, Gianfranco Manfredi. Basically, I'm just trying to extend the deck from what it was, a couple more feet in the back of my house.
And it's just it's not the same square footage as the existing deck, but you're expanding it a little bit further
Yeah,
out.
it's going from 8 feet to 15 feet now.
All right. And the footings going into the ground, they're,
Same amount. The engineer just did it the same, basically the same footprint, like just obviously
yeah.
6 more feet out.
All right.
Same exact, the stairs are the same, the footings, he, beefed up the posts and stuff, so it's all just the same exact as what it was, just moved out.
All right, seems pretty standard. Does anybody on the commission have any questions or comments? Not hearing any. This is a public hearing. If anybody in the public would like to make a comment, now's the time to do so. Not seeing anybody in the public. Could I have,
That'd be pretty good if somebody spoke up, because I don't see anybody.
the many people at home watching don't know that.
Is this streamed? No, right?
Yeah, it's
it is.
on, I should,
YouTube, right?
yeah, Comcast and Verizon and YouTube is.
So I can, I don't even have to come here, not for myself.
I appreciate you,
I'm saying, if I wanted to watch this,
you can watch it, but you can't call in with any questions. I don't think we have that capability, so.
it'd be pretty cool.
All right, could I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. And could I have a negative determination of applicability for this applicant?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Thank you very much.
All set? Awesome, thank you.
I'll call you.
I didn't know how that was.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, and now we have 2 emergency certifications, I believe both for sewer. We have emergency certification, Arthur Aganis, 66 Geddes Drive, Assessors Map 4, Lot 86. Could you fill us in on the details for that?
Yeah, it's a field Title V, and they applied for a sewer connection. I added a special condition that all soil must be stabilized with straw and then seeded in the spring.
All right. Seems pretty straightforward. Any questions or comments from the commission? Not hearing any, could I have a motion to approve or ratify the emergency certification?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. And agenda item G, emergency certification, Isabel Guante and Juan Rodriguez, 310 Troll Road, Assessors Map 24, Lot 9. Could you fill us in on the details?
Absolutely, same deal. So failed Title V, tie into sewer, same special condition to stabilize with straw and add seed in the spring.
All right. Any discussion on this emergency cert? Not hearing any, could I have a motion to ratify the emergency certification?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Administrator reports and new business?
Not today.
Nothing? All right. Next meeting is March 5th, 2025. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well.